Hello everyone and welcome back. I am the casting hydralist Ken Decker coming to you guys live with another awesome game in honor of MLG Columbus coming up. This is actually a game from MLG Dallas and a pretty darn good game indeed. First spawning as the Red Terran, a player who had some pretty good success in MLG especially and some other tournaments in 2010 is going to be none other than Root Gaming's Drewbie, and his opponent over here spawning as the Blue Protoss. It's going to be none other than the winner of MLG Dallas, Team Dignitas's Naniwa. Is going to be on the map MLG Metalopolis. MLG Metalopolis, no close spawn, so if Naniwa is here, he does know that Drewbie is not going to be in this position. And likewise, Drewbie knows that Naniwa will not be over here. So pretty balanced map overall. Definitely the cross spawn is going to favor Naniwa. Going to give him some time to prepare for anything the Terran player of Drewbie is going to do. Drewbie, in the meantime, could take some more risks. We'll have to see what he actually decides to do. Looks like he's going to be getting up a barracks first, so no gas just yet. Good placement on the supply depots. I do like that. Naniwa does have his first gateway on the way here. Naniwa, very solid player. Doesn't really do anything too cutesy or fancy. Just does really solid play and basically rolled over the competition at MLG Dallas. So could be expecting some awesome things from him coming up at MLG Columbus. He's definitely going to be one of the favorites. So we will definitely just have to wait and see what he ends up doing. Drewbie, on the other hand, actually saving a lot of minerals. Might be going one racks into expand here. To wait and see if that indeed is what he's going to do. But already at 300 minerals. Almost 400 already, so I am expecting him to go run racks into expand. Here he goes down his ramp. Actually just going to scout right now, but he does have a second SCV on the way. Nope, not just yet. Is just getting out a couple of Marines, so no one racks expand actually. Looked like he was going to. He is still floating quite a bit of minerals and not putting down a second barrack, so I kind of am still expecting a fast expansion from him. Orbital on the way. Cybernetics core on the way here for Naniwa. Naniwa has not scouted yet. Drewbie is going to scout and see that Naniwa is not in close positions, which is very good for him. Does bode very well for him. Drewbie with the minerals again. Will he do it this time? Yes, he does actually put down the command center. So thank you, Drewbie, for not making me wrong. I appreciate it. Actually did not get a chance to see this game at MLG Dallas between all the stream issues they were having and whatnot. I never actually got to check this game out. Just downloaded it today. Thought it'd be a cool game to cast leading into MLG Columbus this weekend with casters up the wazoo. Should be an awesome series. You have this SCV doing its best to scout. Is going to see if there is two gateways and the Cybernetics score on the way. Going to see he's chrono boosting out the warp gate research. Just get that SCV out of there. Doesn't want to risk dying to what is actually going to end up being a sentry. Naniwa likewise is going to be scouting over here into Drewbie's base. See what he actually ends up seeing. There is a Marine denying him scouting, so no vision just yet of what Drewbie is up to. Drewbie, though, does have this command center just now completing. Has a bunker right there. Help him defend it. More barracks is on the way. Going to be going up to 4 barracks pretty soon here. No gas still for Drewbie at this point in time. Just focusing on his eco. SCV is going to get over here. Wouldn't even be surprised if he throws down some more bunkers. Typically Terran throw down at least 2. Naniwa, meanwhile, still just operating off of 2 warp gates, building up some units. A couple of stalkers on the way here. Does have some good pylon placement over there. Looks like Naniwa is going to be expanding as well. Actually did not. Actually, yes he did. Managed to poke in and did see that going up with his probe. So Naniwa, knowing that Drewbie has expanded, is going to expand himself. Very wise choice by Naniwa. Not going to waste any time. Just going to expand right away. Now it looks like we actually have a pressure here coming from Naniwa. 1 sentry, 2 stalkers, and a zealot. This will be interesting to see what he can actually do. Actually 2 more stalkers, so 4 stalkers. Just 1 bunker right now with a couple Marines in it. Second bunker just about to complete, but will he actually stop this bunker from completing? Yes, does stop that bunker from completing. That is absolutely huge. Stalkers are actually quite a bit better than the Marines. Here comes the Marines forward. Now going to try and pick off that zealot. Did manage to finish that bunker. Trying to repair it. Will he actually be able to repair it? No, does not actually get it repaired. Now moving forward, does have quite a few Marines and SCVs tanking for them. It's going to be doing a lot of damage to these stalkers. We look at the hit points really quick. We can see that a lot of the Marines actually pretty high on health, but some of the SCVs getting a little bit low. Then that sentry nearly dead. The literal 1 hit point sentry. Does still have that 1 bunker up, so he does still have some defense from these stalkers. But the stalkers look like they're actually going to try and swing around through the side and just avoid the bunker altogether. Poking in, picking off a couple of SCVs. Look at the income. We do see that Naniwa is now ahead 30 to just the 24 of Drewbie, although Drewbie does have mules. Although not getting to use this mule at this time. Grabbing a bunch of his SCVs, a bunch of Marines. Actually, no mining now. I'm not sure about this decision by Drewbie. If you look really quick back in the base of Naniwa, we do have 2 more gateways going down, so he's going up to 4 gateways. Now moving back behind, he's going to try and pick these off. Looks like Drewbie is going to try and trap him there, see if he can pick off some of these stalkers. If we look at the hit points really quick once again, we do see 2 stalkers going down. Still 4 stalkers up and remain. Lots of Marines here. Marines do actually shoot off these stalkers so that the SCVs can go back. Does have plenty of Marines now to actually push off these stalkers. Does manage to push off 2 more of them. Naniwa does have this reinforcing pylon here over forward though. Warping in 2 more stalkers. Those extra gateways just about to finish up. Bring him up to 4 gateways. 4 stalkers moving forward again. And Drewbie's actually going to be out of position. Drewbie moving forward, but actually Naniwa, luckily for Drewbie, turns around. Does not actually continue to pressure. Looks like Naniwa got wind that there is no forces there. He's going to be running back to the front of his base. Does not have any defense up here at the front of his base at all. And need to be warping in some units. Has a sentry here. That sentry will be able to force field the ramp and at least stop the Marines from getting into his main. A couple of zealots on the way as well. Here comes those stalkers running back and retreat to try and actually block out the forces of Drewbie. But here comes a ton of Marines for Drewbie. Drewbie actually might cut off some of these stalkers if he just target fires a couple of them. Gets off a couple of shots. Good Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield will definitely reduce his damage quite a bit. Zealots actually stay in the Guardian Shield. Picks off one of the Zealots. Force field's going to trap a couple of Marines. Really needs to micro these Marines. Does Drewbie. Drewbie actually standing still a little bit too long. Ends up losing a couple of Marines to that Zealot. Is going to manage to not even lose the Zealot. So we do have the Zealot pretty low, but the Stalker's pretty high in health still. Drewbie reinforcing more Marines to the front of his base, but now getting a little bit behind in supply. If we look at the income tab, we do see it's 36 to 46. Drewbie does have a couple of mules down, so he is pretty good in income right now. Trying to get down 2 bunkers as quickly as possible. Wants to get there before Naniwa does another push. Naniwa with a couple of sentries and Zealot out. Absolutely torrid pace in this game thus far. No extra tech except for this Robo Bay and the Observer coming from Naniwa now, so he will have an Observer to check out what Drewbie is doing. Drewbie right now just running off of a bunch of barracks. Does now have the stim and combat shields coming for his Marines. Also adding on a reactor to one of these. Even getting up a factory now. Not sure exactly what style he's going to go with. Is getting the +1 upgrade for his ground units. None of these units actually in these bunkers though. A couple of SCVs just kind of hanging out in the front here, so Drewbie's kind of chilling out right now. Look at the income. We do see Drewbie has caught up a little bit in income, 44 to 54 now. Anyone's going to get a really good vision of what's going on inside of Drewbie's base. A couple of Marauders now on the way. These Marauders do not have concussive shell though, so they are just a Marauder. No stim yet even for his units. Really needs to get that stim finish. Stim is going to be absolutely huge to have any chance of holding this battle. But we do see that Naniwa currently just backing up right now, just macroing. Not actually trying to do anything in particular, not even starting any upgrades yet. Looks like he's going to be adding a Colossus to his composition, so going 2 base straight in the Colossus. Thermal Lance research is on the way. So anyone's going to be opting for the Colossus, while Drewbie meanwhile just kind of turtling up here at the moment, getting up a missile turret, doesn't want to have any kind of DT shenanigans. Going double starport here, that's kind of an interesting decision. Undoubtedly going to land one of these starports right there on that reactor. Yes, does indeed do that. Not sure if he'll even end up building anything out of his factory. Just wanted the factory there so we could get the starports. 2 medevacs on the way. Yet another barracks on the way for Drewbie. Drewbie with a modest force here hanging out by these bunkers. Looks like Drewbie's actually considering getting aggressive here. Stim is complete. Does have combat shields. No concussive shells just yet. Hasn't even started researching them. I actually did research them. My mistake on that. +1 weapon attacks just about to finish up. So it looks like Drewbie is going to do a timing push with his +1 weapon attacks. Going to be getting up a single Viking. Naniwa does have 1 Colossus up. That Thermal Lance is just about to complete. Thermal Lance will probably complete before these units actually engage each other. Yes, Thermal Lance doesn't complete now. More gateways on the way, going up to 5 gateways now. 2 Colossus now. Naniwa just kind of holding pat in a pretty strong position right there, right up near that ledge. Does have control of both these Zelnaga towers. Even gearing up to take a 3rd base is Naniwa. Naniwa doing very good, playing very solidly. A little bit ahead in supply on Drewbie right now. Here comes Drewbie now though. Bunch of Marines, bunch of Marauders. Actually is going to be loading up someone. Looks like he was going to get an arrow for a drop. It's going to have to actually back up. Needs to drop these units out, but retreat with them. Dropping the units out of the medevac now. More units coming to reinforce. Colossus getting in a couple of shots. Drewbie is pushed back in. His base actually got rid of both of those bunkers. Would have been huge. Now just a couple of Units moving forward for Drewbie. Drewbie a little bit disorganized now. He's going to actually have to pull back. Coming forward now, but all his forces are actually trapped. Most of them aren't even attacking. SCV's just up in the front there. Naniwa with very good positioning, just keeping back behind his force fields now. Laying waste with the Colossus to the units. More good force fields, more units trapped by Drewbie. Drewbie not managing this battle very well at all. Drewbie pulling his SCVs down to try and help tank, but I think Drewbie might actually be dead. 80 supply to 127 in supply. If you look at the income tab really cool, you see it's 34 to 63. Forces dwindling for Drewbie, going to try and pick up that Colossus. Does manage to pick up that Colossus. A couple Stalkers remaining. Landing some Vikings now to try and do some damage to these Stalkers and actually hold them off. Marines and more coming forward. Here comes yet another Colossus, still going to easily be able to deal with these 4 units of Drewbie. Drewbie running out of money extremely fast. Does have some energy on these, but is not dropping any mules. Just has 1 mule down. 5 Stalkers and the Hero Colossus coming forward here. Here comes the Vikings to try and pick off this Colossus. They do manage to pick off that last Colossus. Now landing the Vikings. Going to try and hold off these Stalkers here. A couple of Marauders stemming forward now to try and get rid of the forces of Naniwa. Naniwa reinforcing now with a bunch of Zealots and Stalkers. Naniwa with the better income at this time. I think Naniwa is going to be actually able to overwhelm the forces of Drewbie. Drewbie doing his best to hold on here, but only 2 of his Marauders remain. Here comes 2 Marauders, a couple of Vikings just chilling out over here on the side of the battle, and Drewbie, whoa. Absolutely crazy game. Drewbie is forced to GG out. Naniwa wins the game. Absolutely excellent timing by Naniwa. Even better positioning, catching Drewbie off guard, pinning those forces back, using superior positioning to just absolutely lay waste to Drewbie, leaving nothing left behind. So the bunch of charred remained of his bio units. Absolutely excellent game. I'm going to be getting out of here for now, guys. Absolutely watch MLG this weekend. They have awesome setup. They got casters galore. Going to have multiple streams for Starcraft 2. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, as always. And for now, this is going to be the Casting Hydralist. Nursky saying goodbye for now, guys.